Hey there, everyone. Welcome to From Stuck to Scaling, your $1 million journey. I am Sharrin Fuller, and today we're talking about something that keeps a lot of business owners up at night, letting go of control. If the thought of someone else running your business makes you break into a cold sweat, you're not alone. Most entrepreneurs start out doing everything themselves, but after a while, it just becomes part of their identity. But here's the truth. If you never step back, your business will never truly grow. So today's guest is Deb Kilsheimer. She's a co-owner of Behind the Scenes Financial, the co-host of Bookkeepers on Fire, which is an awesome podcast, and one of the top QuickBook Pro advisors in the country. Deb has built her career helping business owners clean up their books, embrace the right tech, and actually enjoy the numbers side of their business. She's known for blending sharp accounting skills with real-world practical advice and a knack for making complex processes simple. So we're going to be talking about why handing over the reins is just so damn hard and what stops founders from letting go and how to actually trust your team without feeling like you need to check everything they do. And as always, if you've got questions, send them my way. Even if we don't cover them in the episode, I'll make sure you get your answers. So let's get into it. Deb, thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for asking me. This is exciting to be.
Yes, I've known you for a while. I've known of you. We've been at a lot of things together, but I've never actually got to sit down and talk to you. GrowCon just this year is where I actually learned more about you. And they're like, Deb got her revenue to this and as two people. I'm like, hey, me too, Deb. And so I got so excited to talk to somebody else that does that because a lot of people, they think the more people they have on their team, the bigger and better their business. And I'm like, no way. To me, it's the more revenue and the less people. Like the more revenue I can get with the lower amount of head count, the better. And I know you feel the same.
Yep. Yes.
Simple as that. So, I mean, was it always like that? Have you always had a very small firm, or did you start out kind of like me where I had like 15 people and I thought, I've got 15 people.
I mean, I started working at a accounting firm, passed my CPA exam, and, actually thought this is the absolutely worst job in the world. I hate this job because it was 6-minute intervals. It was like at a CP. I mean, 6-minute intervals I had to track. The better accountant you were, the more work they gave you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, why don't we charge a flat rate? I was 25. I said, charge a flat rate. Why are we charging by the hour? So if someone is fortunate enough one year to get Tony, who was in my office, their tax return price was higher than if they got me. So if next year was switched, I thought, what? Just charge a flat rate. I mean, why am I worrying about? I mean, are you worried about how long it takes me or if I get the right thing done? And I always, and that was what, well, I'm 69 now, so do the math. And then,
I am not being paid to do math right now. You cannot force me.
I don't have Excel up, so I can't do it.
I don't have my calculator up. I don't even know.
But I thought, this is awful. And then I remember it was April 16th, 1982, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we were exhausted. So I said to the boss, I said, could we go home? I mean, the pressure's off.
Yeah.
He goes, no, I pay you to sit there. I thought, I cannot, I'm 25. I cannot do this for the next 40 years. I cannot. So I went in Monday morning and quit.
Oh.
Thought, I'm never doing this again.
Amazing.
So what did I do? I sold Mary Kay Cosmetics, if you can believe it.
I did too.
And I won the pink Cadillac and I did the whole thing. I mean, it was a job to me, just like any job. And you do this every day, blah, blah, blah. And I did it. And I did that. And then I finally got into computers again. And then I met Hal. I was single.
Was he in the towel? Was Hal in the towel when you met him, or did that come later?
Second date, he was in his towel. He met me.
All right. Well,
you have to know Hal in the towel.
For anybody who doesn't know Hal in the towel, you need to go follow Deb on Facebook. She's very proud of her husband Hal and his towel.
Hal in the towel. Hal in the towel. He's standing right here. He's not in his towel.
Oh, Hal in the towel. Is he making a cameo?
No, he's gone out.
All right.
He doesn't have his
not in the towel. All right. So, bummer. Maybe next time, everybody. The bonus feature.
But he had his own tax and accounting firm. And I was working at a law firm and they did away with my department. So a month after I met him, I had no job. And he goes, well, you're a CPA. Why don't you work with me until you find something? I said, only if I can run an accounting firm how I think it should be run. Flat rate, no hourly billing, high tech stack.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that was in 19, it was in I forget the year we met. But anyway, it's been like 25 years.
Yeah.
And it's been great. So I always thought, traditionally we would have a firm in a big office with lots of people, and that started to happen. And I thought, I'm really not enjoying it anymore. I do like the work where I'm
Yeah.
figuring out, looking at the stuff, looking at how's this going to work out, blah, blah, blah. And I found when I had a lot of employees, I'm more hearing about the baby with the diaper rash and the dog threw up and they can't come to work today. I mean, I'm thinking, I really, and I ran a really unique office.
Uh-huh.
Because I really hated keeping track of my time. I hired people to say, look, I don't care. The office opens at 8 and it closes at 5.
Mhm.
If you get your task done, go home.
Yeah.
The same pay,
Yeah.
So if you get it all done, you don't have to ask for vacation and all that stuff. I said, I want you to have capacity to think, if you
Yeah.
come up with a better idea, but I'm not paying you for your butt in the chair.
Yeah.
So if you get
Honestly.
done what you need to get done, go home. I mean, you're in charge. You're smart enough. You're a professional. You're a thinker. That was so foreign back then that people, they didn't, I don't think people really liked it. They go, you mean I can go home at
No.
2? I mean, stay till, are you done your work? Is it correct? I mean, yes, you can leave. I
Yeah.
won't be docked pay. No. So it was so weird. But then COVID hit, which,
Hmm.
every challenge is also an opportunity. So I thought
Absolutely.
I can send them all home. Of course, Hal, he's, um, he's old fashioned. He's of the traditional. How do I know they're getting the work done? How do I know?
Yeah.
Well, because you look at the result. I don't care.
Yep.
Look at the result that they do. Is it accurate? Is it
Yep.
on time? Who cares
Yep.
when they worked, if they worked at 2 in the morning. So I sent them
Yeah.
home. And I said, as long as you get it done, you get the same pay. If you get it all done by the first of the month,
Mm.
take the rest of the month off. I
Yeah.
said, I'm not tracking vacations. I'm not tracking PTO. I don't care when you go to the doctor. I'm only paying you for results of the work you want
Yeah.
to do.
I love that.
And because it was COVID and people were working remotely, they seemed to like it. And so then the question comes, and a lot of people ask me, well, how do you know they're getting the job done? Well, that's where tracking tools come in.
Yeah.
I do not track their hours. I don't care how long something takes them, because if it takes too long, it's usually because they're learning something,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yep.
I have no problem with them figuring it out. Now they can ask ChatGPT or, research or come up with the
Yeah.
idea. A lot of people don't like to make a decision because what if they make a wrong one? Well, my feeling is not making a decision is a decision.
Yes.
So make a
Correct.
wrong one. I
Just
learned,
something. Do something. Learn.
I learned more when I made a mistake than I when
Yep.
I always did it right. So if I have
Absolutely.
somebody that never makes a mistake, I go, okay, what do you not do? You're not, and
Yep.
then,
Those
figure it
are the
out.
ones that you're like, there's something going on because there's no way. Even I got in there and went, wait a second. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are the ones that never come to you, the ones that never have any issues. Either
Yeah. They're
they're
just,
Superman and they're going to leave you soon and start their own firm and take all your clients with
right.
them, or they're stuffing stuff under the rug. And you're
Like
right,
I
it's
find that
tracking tools.
if you create an environment, no one's a slave here.
Yeah.
If you create an environment where they want to come to work, because I think it's a gift and I'm grateful every day they show up, because I'm thinking,
Mhm.
they don't have to work for me.
No.
So I feel
Yeah.
I have to create an environment where they're treated well. I pay them well. I don't have
Hmm.
to pay them more, but I pay them well. I don't cheap
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, a lot of times I see, because we're accountants, we're all about expense, cut the expense. Oh, no, pay your people are an asset on your balance sheet, not an expense line on your P&L.
Hmm.
They are the face of,
Happy, well-paid employees do a better job. And I mean,
yes.
let's take the example of Chick-fil-A versus McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or In-N-Out versus McDonald's. I mean, look at their employees there. They're paid well, they're happy. The customer experience is great because they're treated well and they're paid well.
I know.
McDonald's are like,
I
and
know.
it's just like the prime example of take care of your employees and you have a good brand because
Exactly.
they're the ones representing you. So if your employees suck, you suck. Like
Right.
I'm right there with you on that one.
And I think that you and I are the exceptions to the rule because I see my colleagues, worrying about the hours that they're paying the people. In fact, I had a friend of mine one time, she was looking at her phone and I go, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm watching one of my employees type an email." "What?" "Well, I pay this, I pay them by the hour and I want 60
Oh,
minutes.
see,
I
I
said, "So
don't, I
you
do flat,
are taking your time and watching them type an email?"
What? That's,
She goes, "I have keyloggers on my machine." I said, "I would
yeah,
never work for you. Never."
yeah, that's true.
And people, and a lot of our colleagues think like that. And
Yeah,
where's the thinking? This is the thinking business. This is
yeah,
and even though people don't think accountants are creative, and I don't mean creative accountant to cheat, but come up with new ideas, new tech stacks.
yeah.
How can I do this better, faster, easier, more efficient, more accurate? How can I give better information to a customer? What is it? Why do we do this? I think the reason they all call us initially is because they need a tax return done.
Yeah, because that's
Taxes
the
done.
absolute, right?
That's
Tax or payroll, or have
Yep.
to have it, has to be done. I have this, so for in my accounting firm right now, we have it all inclusive. We do your payroll, we do your taxes, we do your accounting. And my strategy was they have to have their taxes done, they have to have their payroll done. Let's bring it in-house. That way I don't have another CPA or an HR firm trying to steal them away to whoever they use. It's all in there. I mean, different people handle, so we have different, we
Sure.
have separation of duties, but it's nice. They go into one place and they're like, here's a payroll, here's CPA,
Right.
here's, and it just works. So, and I'm with you. I tried the hourly before and I didn't like it because two things. I want people to be dedicated. I want them to feel like this is their home. I feel good. I don't want them to have to struggle to worry about if they got their hours so they could feed their kids. So I
Right.
would almost rather not have enough work for you, but pay you and know you're okay, than have to be like, nope, I'm not paying you that extra $500. That to me, that just tells people they're not worth it. So I've always paid people salary. And I'm like you know how I do it for ours is I do a the same kind of thing. So you work a 40-hour, you get 40 hours a week is what it is, right? So when a client comes on, we scope it and we say, okay, this is a 5-hour a month client. It's going to you. So now this goes into their budget. But if they're super efficient, they get it done, they set up the automations and it takes them 1 hour, great. There's 4 hours free. I don't care. And then they
Right.
get the opportunity of, hey, I have 40 hours a week worth of clients. I get done in 25 hours. I can either one, take 15 hours a week and just be like, I don't have to do anything. I'm being paid for the work because like you said, you shouldn't get more work because you're good. Or more clients come in, they can take an extra 15 hours where they're really only working 40, but they're getting paid because then I'll pay them extra on top of that. So here I do almost like KPIs, like it's a red, yellow, green. Yellow is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have 40 hours worth of clients. You're supposed to, here's what it is. Be in yellow, you're doing your job. Be in red, you're not. Be in green, you're above and beyond, and you should absolutely get paid for it. So it's worked. It makes everybody happy. It lets them decide, like, no, I think I'm really happy with where I am. I work 25 hours a week, paid for 40. My stuff is done. I know my clients. I'd rather spend time with my kids. Or no, I want more money. But they get to decide.
Exactly.
And guess
So
what? They followed me across 3 companies, Deb. So I'm doing something right.
right. A lot of restaurants here in town, they post on Facebook, my whole staff walked out.
Management, 100%. That
What's wrong?
manager sucks and
People
the
don't
owner
want to
doesn't
work
care.
anymore. And I think that is
Yeah,
so not
no,
true.
they don't want to work for
They don't
crappy
want to work
people.
for you.
They want
You know,
purpose,
yeah,
right? And they want to feel like whatever they're doing, whoever's pockets they're lining, that they like them. A fast food, like I used to live in St. George, Utah, and almost all the restaurants there, people will buy the franchises and then they hire some minimum wage maybe a dollar plus minimum wage person to be the manager, and it's probably somebody who should not be a manager, and that's the person running the restaurant. Well, everybody hates that person, so they can't keep staff. So I say the same thing. Like I said, Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out, they cannot, you can't get in because everybody wants to work there. So how come everybody wants to work there, but nobody wants to work here,
Exactly, because
right?
you're doing basically the same thing, frying
Yeah,
hamburgers or chicken, same thing. What's
yeah,
the diff? The difference is how management treats them. So
yes, how
then
you're
as
treated.
accounting professionals, what we need to do is make sure we charge enough
Mm-hmm.
to do that. And I think a lot of
Yeah,
times we go, well, I'm only going to charge them $100. Or, no, we have to up our game and make sure that people understand the value that we bring to their lives, how
yeah,
we
yeah.
transform them. We're not putting, numbers on a green spreadsheet. We are taking
Not
the
anymore.
activity of their business and telling the story of their life.
Yeah,
What is it they want to achieve? And now
yeah.
with all of the tools out there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
AI, the bank feeds and everything that's happening out, now it becomes easier to tell the story of the
Mm-hmm.
business that you can change the ending. And I always
Yep,
that's how I talk to them. When I
I
first
agree.
started, it was green ledger paper, sharp. I mean, the technology we had in the office was a pencil sharpener,
Yeah.
and
Did you
we all,
have I actually had I had the abacus because you had to keep track, right? Like
yeah,
I
well,
had one of those things and the
we all
graph
finally got
paper, the
adding
accounting
machines.
paper.
We got adding machines. So we
I
could
still
add.
love the sound.
Remember Tony in the office? He's still
But you
punch.
had to attach that paper to your paper. You had to attach the roll. Hey, I had that too. I had a lot of clients that were still in that world, and that was
I
insanity.
know. I mean, Hal still has an adding machine on his desk, and I'm like,
Of course he does.
oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's nostalgic. I have a globe. That doesn't
I
even.
love
I
globes, though.
have I have a replica of the what used to be the planet Pluto. So we all live in things. So I wanna kind of go into the trajectory of so now you're down to how many people are in your
I
firm?
only have two, and I only have one
Oh,
one person now. Me and
oh,
three.
so,
Me, Hal, and Mary.
so do you do a lot of what's your role now? So what are you
I
doing
still do
on
a
the
lot of the
daily?
work,
Oh,
but
okay.
I like the work. Now I'm very
Okay.
disciplined in every day. Very, like, how you floss your teeth every day? I have my task list every day. And it's not big, meaning,
I'm
you know,
a big flosser.
I'm like major flosser.
Hmm.
But every day I make my bed, that kind of stuff, and I have it on my task list. So, today this guy gets his credit card reconciled. I mean, because I know today, that's it cut 2 days ago, so it's ready to go. Let me reconcile it. So I wake up early in the morning. I'm an early bird, where I wake up at like 3 and 4 in the morning, which I really love because no one's calling me
Are you on
then.
Eastern time?
I'm on Eastern time.
So
So
when you're waking up, I'm just falling asleep because
yeah,
I
so some
usually fall
people
asleep
are
between
night birds. I'm
11:30
an
and
early
12.
bird. So I wake up early and think, and 3 o'clock, I come into I work out of my home, or I like to say I
Mhm.
live in my office.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Do I
I
do
come in,
I do I work from home or do I live at work? I have a shirt that says that.
yeah, I know.
It's not this one, but I do have that
I,
shirt.
I walk in my office and I get started and I have my daily task list. And before I go to bed at night, I always know what I'm going to do. I want to get
Yep, me too.
it out of the way because
Yep,
stuff happens at 8 o'clock. The phone starts ringing, things
yep,
start coming off the walls. I mean, clients have these emergencies or something they need done. And like
yeah.
today, I got a call a client who could not access they couldn't log into ADP payroll. So of course I had to get on the phone with, okay, how do you do that? Blah, blah,
Because it's
blah.
your fault, Deb. You did
I know
this.
it's
Why did you
my
log them
Oh,
out?
and today is on the 4th of August they changed the QuickBooks interface.
I know it's been rough,
So I've been
right?
getting a
And
lot of
then
calls today about that. What is this I'm looking at? I can't find
and
anything.
Rippling did a whole change too. So that and I'm on that advisory board. So between the two things, thankfully we tell our clients don't touch it. Our clients are very handoff. So we only
Yeah.
have one or two that get in there, and when they get in there, we're like, well, that's why you
Yep.
pay us. So get
I
out. You're
said,
making
I
our
said,
job harder.
I always say it once you learn it, you'll get used to it, just like anything else. I said, now think about it like this. If you started using QuickBooks today, you wouldn't
What's
even
that?
know the old thing existed.
No. Yep.
So I said, plus it keeps you young because now your brain cells are having to fire on all
There
the
you
senses.
go. There
So
you go.
that's it. I'm
Yeah.
learning it myself. I'm finding new stuff out. You really have to embrace change. So I see a lot of my
Oh,
colleagues, they're just
100%.
crabbing about. I don't like change either.
None of
Like,
us,
oh my
accountants
God.
especially, we are so
Yeah.
stuck in our
Oh,
ways, but
geez,
that's because we have so much liability and responsibility on our plates, right? So when we know something needs to be done and we set up a process for it, regardless of how mundane and inefficient the process is, we know that process, we repeat it because then if we miss a step, we know something's wrong, right? So to change things up is really hard. And honestly, I don't know about you. So I love the work, don't get me wrong, but when I get in the work, I get in the work. And I realize that's not where my value is. I have an amazing team to get in the work. And they're really good at it. My value is the process and the management. So we have a system now, and I'm a micromanager. Anybody that's worked with me, and it's taken me years to figure out how to be a good leader. I'm talking 3 companies. I have probably gone through more employees than I should even admit, and I failed every one of them. I said, well, not every one of them. Some of them just sucked. But they interviewed great. I probably set a good 75% of them up for failure because I'm like, come on in, go do this job. But then I didn't tell them how I wanted it done, when
right.
I wanted it done. I gave them no direction. I just said, go be an accountant. Know what I know, right? And it's not, everybody's coming from a different world. So what I finally decided is I can't just run a business and let people do what they want. It's my business. I need to tell them how to do it. So now
Right.
what I do is in my team, as I hand them things, I develop the actual process. Here's a written process. Here's a video of me doing it.
Yep.
Here you go. Here's a template to where when it comes through, there's a template in and it's every time it comes through with all the steps. So now if they get a task that doesn't have a template or something from a client, they come to me, hey, Sharrin, this is in there. We don't have a template for it. Can you please write up the process? So I
Hmm.
realize I'm able to hand off everything because
Everything.
I do it one last time. I record it, I document it, I template it, I hand it to them, and they never have to ask me again.
That's pretty much what I
And
do. Yeah.
yeah, I went from working in my accounting firm, which by the time this is up, I won't have my accounting firm anymore. I sold it. Um, I went from working, a good 40 hours a week to 4, right?
Yeah.
It's like I
I
have
mean,
3 phone
I don't know
calls
that my
in
clients are
one.
listening to this. I hardly work.
Well, but it doesn't matter if you do it, your team's doing it, and it's your
Yeah.
That's why I always tell my
Yeah.
team too. I'm like, it doesn't matter if we're charging them for 8 hours and it only took you 2. It's like if you take a car to an auto body shop, they have their standards, right? And they say, here it is. This I charge you the standard, which is 4 hours. But I've been doing this for so long and my expertise is so great, you're going to get it back in 30 minutes, but you're still paying me this amount. I keep telling them we're not ripping our clients off. Our clients could go somewhere else and it's going to take these 8 hours. We've just been so good and we're niched and we know what we're doing that we can do 8 hours of work in 1 hour. And that is amazing for us and you guys. So that's a mentality as well that I feel like you kind of have to teach, especially when you have people coming from corporate that it needs to be billable hourly. But we've been a flat rate scope of work, measurable scope of work, flat rate for my employees all the time because it's consistency. And if something's out of whack, you can easily see it. You can't see it on billable. You really
No.
can't. On
And
scope,
then the
you
thing is,
can.
I remember my boss would write off half the time. Oh, I shouldn't have taken
Yeah.
this long. In fact, I one time got a call from a guy who's just moved to QBO. He was a partner in a big firm, and he just moved to QBO, and he wanted to do what he did in desktop. I said, well, it's a different animal. And he
Oh,
put
yep.
something on the line, and he was tracking his time. And he goes, I cannot figure out how to get this. I said, okay, so you track your time, okay, and I worked 4 hours on this account. I said, well, what do you charge? 150 an hour. I said, okay, we're talking what, a $600 bill? Yeah, but I know I'm going to charge him 15.
100.
So why are you tracking your time if you're
Yeah, if you're
just
just going to charge anyways.
what? I
Yeah.
mean, the what? How? I said, how long have you tried to figure out how to do this? Because he wanted something on the invoice that was not that the client couldn't see of right up. I charge. Why? I mean,
Yeah.
why does it matter that how long it took you if you're going to make up a number anyway? How
Yeah.
long have you
Yeah.
tried to figure this out? He goes, I've spent 2 days trying to figure this out. I said,
Oh,
okay, so at $150 times 16, do the math. You just
Yeah.
wasted all that time. Had you just put down
Yeah.
$1,500, you could have moved on to the other client and gone to the beach. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's how we've
Yeah.
always done it. I said, well, maybe you should think differently.
That
I
is
don't.
the definition of insanity. I remind people doing the things the way we've always done it and expecting a different result. Yeah, I get so mad. I'm like, just because it's always been done this way doesn't mean it's right today.
Yeah, and
Fix
that's a
it.
lot of accountants think like that. Well, we've always done it this way. Change it.
Yeah.
Think different.
Yeah.
Be a leader.
Yeah.
Be a change agent. Be your own AI agent,
Yeah.
and think
Plus,
differently.
clients don't like that, the not knowing what their bill's going to be. They like to know,
Exactly.
I say, look, here's the whole year. This includes all of these things. This is everything we're going to do. Some of these things are one time at this point, but they will be done. So instead of you paying me a big invoice at this time for this, you're paying me even our taxes. We do a corporate and a personal tax return for every one of our clients. And they pay a monthly set fee. But they know at
Right.
the end of the year, I owe them those returns. And it's nice for them because they're not getting some random crazy invoice. Plus, it allows us to be super proactive, to be on top of their accounts, to know what they need to do. We keep everything in house. Honestly, it just makes it so everything's just been so efficient. And my team, I honestly, since so I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't following this. Well, I've always billed by scope, and I've always paid salary because I've tried hourly, it just doesn't work. No matter what, even if someone says, hey, it's an extra project, I go, great, we measure it, it's got measurables. I still a flat rate. Now we do it. If it takes us too long, that's our fault. We learn, we don't do it
Yeah.
again. We do
So
it
what?
better next time. If we get it like this, great. But October last year, I had 12 people working for me again. And I actually installed one of because I'm like, something's going on. The amount of revenue we have versus the amount of hours we have versus the amount of people we have, something is wrong here. And my team's still saying, I need help. I'm not getting things done. So I actually went and downloaded this program called Insightful, put it on everybody's computers because I'm like, what is happening? Somebody here is stealing time. Somebody's lying. And we did. We found people that were just pushing their mouse. But I'm like, this is so ridiculous because it just, anyhow, and we knew, but I needed to grab it. So I went and I let go of everybody but the two people, my customer support slash HR slash operations, and my senior accountant. They stayed on, and at the time they were working 45 hours a week. They couldn't get anything done because they're managing, there's too many people. Now they're working like 30, say more clients than we had. We didn't lose any clients. We rescoped actually in February, raised all the clients' prices. We have more revenue, have added way more clients. Their workload's gone up, but their time has not because we're so efficient with outsourcing, with the processes, with the templates. They don't have to go
Yep.
around and figure things out. It's in there, it's documented, and I don't have to micromanage them. I can instead just look in Client Hub, get a pulse of everything, kind of see where their tasks are. Hey, do you need help on this? Hey, do you need this? And we check in once a week and they Slack me if they need me. And
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Same
joking,
here. Yeah.
like 3 hours a week on my accounting firm. People ask why I'm selling it. I'm like, because I mastered it. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to help other accounting owners be able to do this now
Right.
because so many don't know how. And I want to be able to teach them or go in and do it for them. But I want everybody to be able, when I go to conferences, Deb, and you're probably the same way, it breaks my heart when I see people who don't get to be at the conference because they need to go back to the room. They have to do all this work.
I
Their
know. Why
team
did you
needs
even
them.
come? I mean,
I
why
can't
did
go
you
to
come if you're
dinner. I know.
you
But they
invested
have
three,
to.
$4,000 to come
Yeah,
to this, to
I
get better at this
know.
job, and you're
Breaks my
working.
heart. I'm like, there's a better way, guys. If I can do it, if I can have over 100
Yeah.
clients and
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
million a year in revenue with two
Right.
people,
Right.
you can too.
Right.
And you're
Right.
doing it. It's
I'm
just,
doing it.
you just have to be able to go, all right, I'm going to try it. You have to let go. And
And the
I
thing
think
too, I think we need to focus on also is stop looking at top line revenue. Look at how much you keep.
yeah,
So
agree.
if you have $1 million and you have 10 people and you're at the end of the
Yeah,
year, you have zero, big deal.
yeah,
You had a
it doesn't
million
matter.
bucks.
That's what I said. Your
I mean,
your revenue and your head count are great, but yeah, what is it? What's your operational
what's your
cost? What is it
body? What's
taking?
your, how much cash did your checkbook go up
Yeah,
from the end of the year
yep,
to the end of the next year?
yep.
And I would like to,
Oh, sorry. Go. No, 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 no. You
I
go
like
ahead.
to, I had a client one time call up
We're
and he
both
had a,
very passionate about
yeah,
this.
he called up and he goes, I can't believe I'm going to have to pay tax. I go, Sean, you made $2 million. Well,
You did
where is it?
it's
I go, well, you bought a car, you did this, you did that.
you
But I said, look at
spent it.
you took out 1 million in a draw. Look at the cash balance.
Yeah.
Forget the tax. That's a cost of doing business. If
Yep.
you don't want to pay tax, there's two ways to not pay tax. Oh, what are they? Quit, close your doors, don't work, don't pay tax. Or
Bury it in the yard. You can't say that because you're a CPA. I can. I'm like, I don't know, let's buy you a laundromat.
well, what I said is this. I said that, the way I like, which I recommend to all my clients that don't want to pay tax, is at the end of December, we will go in and see what your profit is. And I will create an
Mhm.
invoice from my firm to yours for that
There
exact
you
amount.
go. But you
Pay
gotta pay
that,
me,
you'll pay no
jerk.
tax.
But then here,
And they
I'll,
go,
I'll pay the tax. I'm cool.
yeah, I know. I said, no one has taken me up on option number two,
No,
but they
no,
get
you
the
can give me an
concept.
invoice for $1 million. I will happily pay 300,000 of it to keep
I know.
700.
I know.
Problem solved, Either it's
I
going
know.
to me
I
or it's
had a
going
friend
to
one time, her husband's a gazillionaire, and they cash in some stock options and she got $15 million. She goes, do you know how much tax I had to pay on that? I don't know, 1 million
almost
bucks.
50%.
She
Almost
goes like, yeah,
50.
6 million. I wrote a check for $6 million. I said,
That's actually not
but you
bad
got to keep
considering.
nine. You got to keep nine.
Yeah, it's
You
actually
can't
not
possibly
bad.
spend $9 million. I
I
said,
mean, I
you know,
beg to differ.
well, you could have not cashed in the stock options and not had to pay the tax, but then you wouldn't have
Yeah.
had the nine either. So stop
No, yeah.
whining.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
that's where, tax strategy comes in. I don't want to pay taxes either because I don't think it goes
it
to anything
does.
useful anymore. But, it's
Right.
it's that or I end up in jail with everybody else with the Chrisleys, and I don't want to do that either.
Yeah. No, really. I just think I always think I'm happy to pay the tax because it means I'm working and successful.
And I'm doing good, right? Yeah,
And I'm doing
I
great. I mean,
agree. I
you know,
agree. I don't like the tax bill, but something about writing the check is a little bit satisfying. Like, I earned this, look what I did. I'm a contributing member to society because so many businesses run it negatives and zeros that they never owe tax. And you're like, it's not necessarily a brag, sweetheart, but neither
I
is
know.
owing a
Or they
ton of
cheat, or
tax.
they lie. I mean, to me, there's like, I don't want to have to focus. I don't want to step up, dollars to pick up dimes. And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
starting to spend cash thinking that it's a tax deduction. It's yes, but that's cash that left your business. Now you
Yes.
don't have to spend on
An
what's important.
expense is not necessarily a deduction. I tell people that you can spend whatever you want out of your bank account.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean it's deductible. And because I have so
Right.
many clients are like, because we're in the health and wellness, they'll go to Lululemon and just go on a $3,000 shopping spree. They're like, oh, it's Lululemon and I'm a fitness instructor. I'm like, no,
No.
no, you can run it through your business account. I don't care, but it's
Right.
going to go against owner draw or whatever. It doesn't matter, but you're not deducting it. You're still going to pay tax on the revenue of that $3,000 because there is not, uniforms are only to a certain degree, honey. I mean, that's not a uniform. That's not a uniform. But yeah, we
Any more than a business
digress.
suit would be for us if we still wear business
Yeah.
suits.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
hair,
it
I
used to
don't.
be a little bit more lenient. It used to be more lenient back in the day, and now it's not. But anyhow.
Well, I always tell
So
them, I said, if you want to sell your business, and get max dollar for it, you need to show that you made money. And
yeah,
if you start writing off everything because it's a tax deduction. In fact, I had a client one time. They were a $10 million company's revenue, and they would run everything through their business and justify it with just, and the tax preparer let them get away with it. So when they sold the business, and I'm still working with them, and the CFO comes in and he goes, "We're making a lot more money than I thought. Things changed." Oh yeah, because I could not tell them this when before they
yeah,
bought. I
yeah,
said, "Oh yeah, something big's changed."
yeah,
What? They're not running their personal expenses through the business
yeah.
anymore.
They
He
didn't
goes,
back
"Really?"
that out before they sold it, idiots.
No, because I don't know. And he goes, "Wow, we would
I
have probably paid another $10 million."
yeah. I was gonna say the sellers are or the sellers are idiots because I would have
They're
backed
idiots
all of that
because,
out. Because
I
I run
thought,
everything from my one of strategy. Since I work for both of my companies, we'll move things depending what it needs to be for the year. Like, hey, we're gonna put your assistant here because they work kind of anyhow. So we figured that out. But when I went to sell and we backed out anything that was to me that wasn't go with the company, we were at 46% EBITDA. If I wouldn't have, we'd have been at like 5. But that's my prerogative because it's my company. But at the same time, I
Right.
was like, nope, I won't. This is all of this is gone, guys. I'm just running these things through and they'll come with me up there. So this is what it'll be running at. But yeah, I mean, we digressed all over the place. Let's pivot back and then we can end up. So, I mean, we went through a lot of things. We obviously both know how to run a company, a successful one. We do it with 2 employees, we do it with a good amount of revenue. And we're not sitting here I'm not in an office with my employee. One lives in Florida, the other's in Texas. We're on all different time zones. I honestly, we slack once or twice a day. I mean, we all slack like business stuff, but there's no checking up because there's no need. But that wasn't easy. It wasn't an
No.
easy transition to let go because like we were talking about, you go from starting everything's in your head and then you bring people on and then they're not doing it the way you are. And so then you don't want to let anybody do it because they're not doing it the way you are. And they're not the problem.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they're not the problem. The owner's the problem because we haven't documented, we haven't processed, we haven't templated. Do those 3 things, you
I
can
have
hand
to
it to
tell, I was
anybody.
always good at taking notes. I did that from the beginning. So, and mainly because, a lot of stuff we do once a month, once a quarter, once a year. And to go back and try to remember what I did,
Yeah.
I don't. So I started writing everything down. This is how I just started writing stuff
Oh,
down. Okay, check this, check that, check. So I just started writing it down. So it was very easy for me to say, okay, here's
yeah.
how I do
Here's how we do
client,
it.
and
Could you
here's a
imagine if we
check.
had Chat GPT back then? You could just throw it in
Oh
and
my
be like, put
God,
this
yes,
into
start it up.
process.
Check this, check
Oh,
this. And so you have to check the box. And I remember we had one employee that would check the box and didn't do it. And
yeah.
she did payroll, and it was a
Hmm.
restaurant. And one of the check boxes is tips in equals tips out.
Oh, okay.
And she checked the box that she had done it, and she did not.
Oh, Jesus. Were they
So
in
they
California?
paid extra money in their she put the money the wages in the tips in their paycheck, but didn't back them out because they got the money. So the owner was paying them
Double pain.
double paying the tips.
So they
And
should have only been taxed on most of the tips. Is that what it was? And then they
they
were
got
paying them
taxed
again.
correctly, but the cash was wrong. So let's say you got a
Got
hundred
you.
dollars in tips, you back out the $100, so you don't get another hundred
Yep.
dollars. Well, she
Yep.
did for all the little food runners, and it was a $7,000 error over
Yeah. And you can't take that money
months.
back, depending on the
No, I
state. I mean, California would say, too bad, honey.
well, that's what happened. I mean, client called me up and said, "I think these checks are wrong." Oh no,
Yep.
I mean, we have a check box, tips in equals to, and I went back and I looked. Yep, the box is checked. So then I went and looked deeper, and turns out she
Yikes.
do it. And so it
So
was
did that,
seven
did you
thousand
guys
dollars.
cover that?
I went to the owner. I said, "Look, this costs you 7,000. Here's a check."
Yep. I just had to do that last year too. It was a $8,000 mistake on our part. And I mean, essentially the client should be responsible, but they're trusting us and we did it. So I'm
Exactly.
like,
So I thought, if
I
we
just
had caught
wrote the
this,
check.
whatever, and so of course I called the employee up and I said, "Guess what? You're done." Why?
Yeah.
I said, "You check the box, so of
Yeah.
course House says, well, how come you were, look, if I have to go back and look at everything, I might as well do it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust these people. She took a shortcut, didn't think it was necessary. If she thought that, she should have asked me, why am I doing this? I
Yes.
don't think it's necessary. And then I could explain. She, checked the box that it was done. So I looked at that. Yep, that's done. That's done.
Yeah.
I'm not auditing her work.
Yeah.
So now when I hire people, I go, look, the checkbox, you can be fired for
Same.
checking the
Yeah,
box.
same. To me, that's lying. You're lying.
You're lying.
I won't be able, if I can't trust you to not
That's
do the
it. I was
task, I
done
can't
with her. So
trust
she said, well,
you
I'll
with
pay
my
you back.
client's
Nope, you're
money.
done. I can't trust anything you've done now,
Mm-mm.
which is really
Yeah.
sad because I think you're a great bookkeeper, but
Yeah.
I don't trust you anymore. And I
Yeah, what
can't,
else have you not checked? What else have you not checked? Now I have to go through everything. I agree. We've
exactly.
done that with a few people where they get a one, I give them a 1 strike. I'm like, never again. If you didn't do it or you don't know what it is, you ask. You never check it. Because if I have to go back and audit and it's checked and it wasn't done, we're gonna have a problem.
Right.
So, but again, that's just part of, I think, the employee onboarding. You
Yeah.
have to have good onboarding and the trust and the communication and
And the other thing about this profession It was a money mistake. No one likes to have to fix it, but no one died.
No, no. I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's not the end of the world, and we all
Yeah,
have
but no one
insurance. And
died. I mean, every other, if somebody makes a mistake mowing your yard, your dog could get run over and cut somebody's hand off with the mower blade. I mean, I still remember the time my dad, mowed over a
for my
frog,
dog.
and I can see the lines on the frogs. Oh, I'm still traumatized by that. And I must have been 4. But I thought somebody doesn't die if I make a mistake
Yeah.
in accounting. The worst is I have to pay a penalty and make it up. I mean,
Yeah.
and I find the more crow you eat, the better it tastes. So I went to the client and said,
Yep.
I'm sorry. And so,
Yep.
well, did it? I said, it doesn't matter who did it, then why it happened. We fixed the problem. Here's your
Yep.
money. Move on.
Exactly. We're the same way too. Like with my team, I'm not a throw it under the bus. Like when something goes wrong, I don't care who did it. I just want to
I
know
don't care either. I don't
how
care.
we missed it. Yep. How did we miss it? How do we fix it? And how do we set it up to where we don't miss it again? And
Right.
then if we do it again, then it's a problem because again, that's how we learn. Sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes it was an accident.
Exactly. You don't know.
We let's fix it. If it wasn't fraudulent, let's fix it. Let's figure it out and repair it so it never happens again. And then as long as it never happens again, we're fine. And I
Right.
think having that sort of mentality or relationship with your team allows them to trust you, to come to you. They don't have to hide things. They're not, checking off boxes
Yeah.
because they don't want to not get fired because they don't know how to do things. So I think you just have to have, I think what people forget when they start firms is they forget what it was like to be an employee. They forget what it was like to have no control over whether or not you have a job tomorrow because it's our firm. It's ours. We have a job tomorrow. We have that security for the most
Right.
part. You know what I'm saying? Was
The
our
other thing
employees are like,
is like in
I
our,
can lose it.
we have meetings. If I made a mistake, I tell them, oh, I goofed
Oh,
this
me
up.
too. This is my fault. This is not
Oh,
you
really?
guys.
Debbie
Or
makes mistakes.
I
Well, yeah, I make more than you
I
do.
love when they make a mistake and I failed them because of that mistake, I'm the number one. This is my failure to you. I didn't instruct you properly. I didn't give you the correct guideline. Let me fix that. Let me teach you. And they respect that. I mean, and we're very everybody calls it out and we're all very like I always say, I don't really care. I don't care. Let's just fix it. Like because
Yep.
I don't you throw somebody on a bus, you're not a team player. And when we're all working this closely, you got to be a team player. And I think throwing people under the bus and pointing fingers is the most toxic work
Oh,
environment. And
yeah.
it's so normal in accounting firms, like because everybody steps on everybody to get up. And here I'm like, nope,
That's why
we are
nobody
Red
wants to work.
Rovering together.
Nobody wants
Yeah.
to. Nobody wants to work at accounting firms.
No,
Wants to be an accountant anymore because we've made it so
no.
onerous to even get the CPA and all the
Yep.
hours required, and they like all this is the blood sucking that the partners seem to want to do of the people that work. Well,
Yeah.
go through it. Why shouldn't you? No, why don't you
Yep.
cheat? I mean, you make this a place.
Yeah.
We really transform lives with what we do. We help people build their wealth, like a doctor builds their health.
Yeah.
So, I always want to talk like that. I'm into the transformation business, as Ron Baker likes to say, not in the detailed
There we
data
go.
entry,
My
you know.
earbud died.
My mic died?
No, my earbud died. This one went.
Uh,
No, no,
uh,
no. It's all me.
but
I'm the problem.
I love this job. I think we make a
Yeah.
difference. And I want people to want to be around me, not think, oh, my accountant.
Yeah,
I want
my
them
clients
to want.
and my team. I love when we go to conferences and they are all excited and we all share a room together. I think it's fun.
Now, I
It's
won't go that
important to
far.
me.
I don't even like
Oh.
sharing a room with Hal. So,
I just realized when I'm there, I'm always go, 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 go. And the whole time I'm like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm like, F it. So we just got adjoining rooms at scaling and it was a slumber party. And I was like, who cares? We all hang out like once a year. And I am at home. I am meticulous. When I travel, I am a slob. I just am like, so when we were cleaning up, everyone's like, whose bra is this? Whose is this? I'm like, mine, mine, mine. Does anyone see my second shoe? And they're like, Sharrin, you're the most organized person I know. What is this? I'm like, I am a slob when I travel because I just don't care. It's just everywhere.
somebody come in and make my bed every day. I mean,
I don't let him in my room. Are you kidding me? I'm
I
embarrassed.
love that. I come into a nicely, I love getting in bed at night in a made bed. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is make my bed. And I really wish I learned how
Oh,
to
I
make
do
it like a hotel.
not.
Oh, I do. It's like
I mean,
keeping my sink clean. My sink is clean. I feel my
oh, that
kitchen's.
is I can't, I don't even start work unless my kitchen's clean. The first thing I do in the morning is my dishes have to be done. And then I laugh because when I get off work, what's sitting in the sink? My husband's coffee mug, because apparently he couldn't put it in the dishwasher next to the sink. So
I
every day when
hate
I get
dishes
off
in the
work,
sink.
I
Put it
put
in the
the damn
dishwasher.
mug.
And
And
when I
our really good friend, his wife does the same thing. So he and I text each other pictures of our sinks with just the one mug in it. I'm like, and on this day, so when I just got back from bridging the gap, there were 4 cups in the sink, just 4 mugs and some spoons. And I took a picture and I sent it over. I go, can you guess how many days I've been gone? 4. And I just laugh. I'm like, oh well, at least we don't have kids. Like if it's just his mug, he's pretty clean. But he's like, it's soaking. I'm like, it doesn't need to soak for 12 hours. It doesn't need to
yeah.
soak. Put it in the dishwasher. We have the one that like has trolls that come out and scrub. Oh my goodness, we went so off track.
My first husband was like, he'd come and I liked all the clothes a certain way, facing the right way, so many inches apart, a little bit, but
Oh
OCD, whatever
wow.
it is. And
Yeah.
he'd come home from work and he'd throw his pants on the, and I'd say, couldn't you just put them in the hamper? And I
Right.
thought, wait a minute, whose problem is this? This guy goes to work every day. He's nice. He's kind. I really enjoy. I mean, he's so many good qualities. So I'm complaining about him throwing his pants. It's my problem. I'm the one that wants this. So I have to pick it up. Big deal. I don't want to be one of these nagging wives. So I
Nah.
thought I pick it up. Big deal. So when Hal comes in,
Yep.
because Hal says you left your bra on the couch. I said pick it up. And he goes, it
Yeah.
doesn't bother me that it's there. It's your
I know.
problem.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I'll take it. I'll eventually put it back on.
You'll
No,
get there.
I'm the
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that comes off at the end of the day, woof. I mean,
100%. When that's off, I ain't going anywhere. It's just
yeah,
done. Like
yeah.
if somebody texts me, I'm like, they're like, Sharon, it's 5:30. I'm like, I got done with work early. I'm already watching, I'm binging. I'm 3 episodes and 2 glasses of wine in. There is not I am 45. There's a 0% chance in hell. My house could be on fire and I'm just going to die in it. Honestly, I am just, this is where I live. It's just
Yeah.
not happening. Whereas in my
Yeah.
30s or my earlier 30s, I've been like, woo, where are we going? Nope, not now. Now it's like
No,
when
I'm
it's
in for
dark
the
out, I'm
night.
like, who's texting me? Why somebody texting me at 8 o'clock at night? Get out of here. God. Somebody better be dead.
Yeah,
Oh, Deb, this was fun. This was fun.
it
Well, I'm
was.
going to wrap us up for today's episode of From Stuck to Scaling Your $1 Million Journey. And a huge thanks to Deb for breaking down on how to stop holding your business hostage and trusting your team, which I think we did that somewhere in between all of this. If
Yeah,
you
somewhere. We had fun
sift
talking anyway.
through, yeah, I mean, I think we hit it. I think we hit it.
Oh,
So
well.
if you want to connect with Deb, how do they do that? Where do they
Well, on
go?
LinkedIn and Facebook and give me a call,
There you
email,
go. We'll
you
make
know.
sure all of her information's in the chat. However, and then when we send out the email from this thing, we'll have all her information. Make sure you subscribe to her
Yeah.
podcast.
Bookkeepers
It
on
is
Fire with Donna and
there
Debbie.
you go.
And
There
we
you
have a
go.
podcast and a YouTube channel. So
Oh,
both.
see, they're so fun too. How could you not want to follow this?
I
But
know, really.
what? No kidding. So next month we're going to be talking with Don Brolin about fail,
Oh,
learn, and win, which rolls into how we were just saying you have to fail to learn. And we're going to be talking about how every business owner screws up and why failure is a part of success and really how to bounce back stronger so you don't want to miss it. And don't forget, as always, we have a killer handout to go with today's episode. It is your step back strategy, a founder's guide to delegating without losing control. So it kind of just gives you a checklist and what you should delegate and really like what your issues are so you can kind of see it and highlight it. So the link will be in there and we'll also send it out. And remember, sometimes you have to scale down to scale up. And success isn't about working harder, it is about working smarter. We'll see you next time.